Hi, I'm Marysol. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am planning for, I have some stuff I was crafting this past week on a live for Ron, and I still have residue things from that plan with that live. Anyways, that's not important. What's important is what's in front of us right now. And I am planning for the first week of December. I'm so excited to be doing this. I got these pens out because I want to use Darbi's new release, and I printed these sticker sheets out. So I have the Darbloom's Whimsyville. I have the Whimsyville Tidings. I have Home is Whimsyville. And then I have North Pole Welcome. And I have some blush candy cane stripes. Now I put these all together because the greens and the blues are more or less the same ones. And I think this is like a really fun, cute theme. Let's start there. And then I did grab some washi tape. I grabbed this black washi tape just to, if I'm going to use it. I'm not even sure if I'm going to use it right now. Now, with this, my only problem right now is finding boxes that are going to match these colors. Now, what I could do is just create my own boxes, which is fine. I can do that. But usually I really don't like to. If I'm being honest with myself, I'm going to grab Mojo's. Oh, these are the pastel shapes. I probably could find some in here, huh? These are just very bright, and these colors are muted. Could be. Okay, this also might be not a great video because the kiddos are home and they might want to just come in. Isabella just tried walking in. Okay, this might work. And then let's see if this has, I'm looking for like this blue. It's a different type of blue. And I think this is too light. It's a very, like this teal right here is a very Darbi teal. And that is what it reminds me of. So it's really hard to come across. I'm sure it's this color right here. And hopefully you can see it. I'm not sure if I have, well, I have some big ones. I don't always find that color a lot, so I use it. As you can see, I use it. But I do have some, so I feel like we are good with these. I have the pastel summer and spring shapes, and we're going to use the shapes just because this is a fun thing. Now, because I have the kids home and they're just going to be interrupting and coming in, I am just going to fast forward you, and you will get to see all of this, but in what is it? In fast mode. You'll get to see all of this in fast mode. All right. All right, so first I started with the Darby blooms, and I really wanted to, I don't know, I wanted to combine all these pages. Now, I do recognize that even though I have a big, like it just can't all be decoration. I do need boxes and lines and other things. But for the sidebar this week, I'm not going to be using it. So I thought to decorate it with the blooms and kind of just gifts and canes and decorations like falling down like in the Grinch, right? And I don't know. I thought that would be like a really cute concept. So I'm like, I have the mail that's falling and the hat. And now I'm going to add a little bit more of the blooms on the bottom. And, but first, I'm going to add some scraps. Now, I really love these candy cane, these blush candy cane stripes. They're super cute. And I really love that pink with the red because it's a warm pink, and I think it just goes perfect with the theme, right? And now I grabbed the washi tape. I grabbed this washi scripty tape because I thought it would be cute to add the the scripty washi behind it. And now I'm going to add some more of this. This is basically really just to anchor since there's a lot of really bright colors to it. I like to add a little bit of black. So to give it a little bit of more interest and to make it look, I don't know, it's just to anchor it really. Nothing more than that. I don't always do a lot of bright spreads, but when I do the bright spreads, I can say they are my favorite. Now, these scissors, let me tell you, I haven't used these scissors in a long time, and I don't know why I stopped using them, but these are the sharpest scissors I've ever bought. So I kept nipping my pages, and I don't know if you can see it or if you can tell on the page, but they're nipped on the side. So I had to be very careful when I was using them. Now, I really wanted to use that bag of presents, but for some reason, I just couldn't find the angle or like where it would look best. So you'll see that I will keep putting it down and picking it up and putting it down and picking it up. In the end, I settle not to use it. I might after the pen just to keep it and just to if I have a lot of blank space, I might add it, but right now for the before the pen, I will not be adding it to my pages. This spread did take a little longer than it has in the past, like my other spreads, but I think because I kept stopping and looking to see if, I don't know, if it was looking right. And so you'll see that there's a lot of uh, pieces that are missing and not really missing. I just cut a lot of the video out, and I added a lot of little decors with these Sarasa pens that I have, clip pens that I have, and I think it brought it together. I put it on the sidebar and then I did it around some of the decorations you'll see in a little bit. But I did speed that up a lot more because I didn't think, I mean, honestly, like, who wants to see me adding all my little decors? It takes a bit of time, and that's why I was like, I think it would be best if I not use it. Here I'm adding, I've used a lot of that teal hexagon on my spreads, so I didn't have a whole lot, and that's why I chose to use the big ones. I'm glad I did. I don't usually, like, I'll usually add one or two big and then the rest pretty small, which is why I don't have a whole lot of them. But for this spread, I did add a lot of smaller ones and bigger ones. I feel like there's a good amount. And I always have a hard trouble like picking which one is my favorite from both. But I have to say, I think the right page this time turned out really cute. And I mean, both pages were really cute, but the right one I think was like, oh, it just flows a little bit better. I don't feel like I did a really good job on this left page, but I mean, in the end, when you put them both together, they look really cute. So now that I'm adding my hexagon, here I am putting on some more of the smaller hexagons and I'm moving them around because I don't have that medium shape. So I'm really just using the smaller ones. And I don't like when there's a whole lot of gap between them, but there is. And so I was trying to make sure that they had an even amount of, I guess, white space in between them. Again, the spread took, I feel it took a lot longer just because of me placing, removing, picking up. But I think when you cut up all the blank spaces out of it, like the, yeah, cut up all the blank spaces, it really turned out to be maybe 30 minutes or less. And I did cut up other parts of the video, like me struggling with ripping washi. I don't think that's very interesting, but I do think that you do want to see it, like how I ripped it. So I think in a little, I left a little bit of that out, but for the most part, I did delete that out of my video. And remember, these are Planet Darby's stickers from her latest release. This just released this past Wednesday, and I am an affiliate. So please use my link. She has tangible and she has printables. She has a massive Black Friday sale going on right now. So you would want to check that out and make your purchases because this is the time to buy if you haven't bought before. Now, with this grid washi, I realized once I was done with my spread that I had not added as much on my right side of the page. So off camera, I do go back and I add it, and you'll see that in a little bit. I just want to be fully transparent because, again, it wasn't until after that I realized. But in the picture, my flat lay, it will have it. So you'll get to see that. And here I'm just adding some more of the script washi around. Now that I have kind of a good base of stuff on, I started really picking up the pace because it was becoming, I guess the vision was coming right into life because I don't know what I was thinking when I thought I was gonna do this, but it didn't look like this in the beginning, or at least in my thoughts. And then it turned out really nice. So I think, like, I really love it. I think this is a really cute one. I always end up loving my holidays spread when they're like this. Like, I don't know, the doodly, because these are very doodly images. And I think I really like that for Christmas. I also really love the Grinch. And my kids really love it. We have a Grinch somewhere around, which also reminds me that I need to find it so I can take pictures with it um, for my flat lay. But here is the me adding lines, and I just add a few because after putting down my hexagons, my boxes, I realized I didn't leave myself a whole lot of room, but it's okay because I add a few lines. Again, I might have to, I don't really think we have a whole lot going on this week, but for those big boxes, so I will be using the boxes and probably leave the white space as it is, unless I really need it. I'm adding some more of my pen because again, I just add the pen where I had kind of the images and I really like how that looks. It's just super cute. So onto the other side and I start placing my hexagons and I have a mess on my desk. I have to say I am one of the messiest planners there is on camera. I don't know if everybody is the same way, but by the time I'm done planning, it looks like a bomb. has hit this craft room. My desk is like completely disorganized. It's just crazy how like in one session it just looks this messy. And I had to pick up some of my hexagons because they were a little crooked, and if one's crooked, they all are crooked. So after repositioning those, I end up finishing up adding the hexagons on. I think I add one more on the bottom just because it looked incomplete, and I didn't know if I wanted to add more decor on the bottom. Now, for the past couple of weeks, I have been really covering up my Sundays, so I'm happy that I didn't do that this week, although I don't need all those boxes, honestly. What will end up happening, and I've done this before, is that I will then maybe add the date to those boxes of the stuff I did specifically that corresponds to the days. And I mean, I've done it before. It didn't really bother me as much. I, again, for me, decorating is more like aesthetic, right? It has to be functional, but it's like the decoration is for aesthetic purposes. The important part is getting all my functional stuff down that I like to use. And so as long as I have enough boxes for the week, which again, I have more than enough because I will not be using all these boxes. I promise. I mean, I do not need all these boxes. Like, I feel like this is a lot for a week. And I mean, we are a little busy, but we're not as well, let me see. I mean, we are busy, but I have now that I'm going to work. Well, you know what? Maybe it'll work out because I am going to work next week. I have my second week of training this week that is coming up. I will have enough to write down. So that's nice to know because usually I don't always have a whole lot to write down. And I didn't add any quotes, which is great because then I can certainly go in and add some Christmassy quotes. I might have to look to see if there's some quotes for the Grinch, maybe even do a little bit of lettering in my spread and just add it myself. But if they're not used for any plans, then I'll definitely use it for some quotes. That window is a super cute window, and I wanted to add it, but I couldn't find a place where it could go for me to add it. And I kept picking it up and placing it down, and I just put it down and then picked it up and add something else because that's what ended up happening. Just know that we went through some iterations and that will not stay there. Again, just adding some more of these scrap pieces with the washi. Once I have that down, I will now add my hexagons, and I'm really happy because even though I um, balance it out. It's not symmetrical, and I think this is why I love the hexagons and circles in my spreads because they don't really go. I mean, you could definitely do a symmetrical spread, but in my spreads they never look symmetrical, and it just looks really nice. I really enjoy that type of spread. And I add a little bit more of the hexagons there all the way across the top. Once I have all the hexagons placed where I want them, I then will remove that window and add some more decorations and add my lines. I think that's why it ends up getting booted off the island because I needed to put lines on my spread, and the only other place that it could have gone, well, actually, I think I put them on the top, but it just didn't look right for what I was going with, and it took me a minute to understand that. Let's see what I do now. Okay, yeah, I don't know why I kept doing that. Like just picking it up and putting it down, picking it up and putting it down. I wanted to add more blooms, and I thought of putting it there, and then the window. I don't know why I kept going back to that window. Uh, I mean, it's a cute window. I probably should have put it on the sidebar, but it didn't like it's occurring to me now while I'm looking at the spread, but it's okay. Here I add my lines and I add the bar blue. Oh no, I put the window again? Come on now. I crack myself up. Yeah, this is what I put these down and I move these quite a bit. If you're thinking, well, why does she move all of like so many times? Just know that I use removable white matte paper, which makes it super easy to not rip my pages. As you can see, I tried lifting up that hexagon, it was ripping my page, so I left it as it is. But the printable paper that I use is actually removable, and it makes it so much easier, and I love it. And I think this is pretty much my spread. I do add some more scrap pieces of the blush candy cane around, and yep, I add a little bit of more decor. I finish off with my pen, adding those little, I guess I want to say like sparks to my spread. Yep. And then I think that's pretty much it. And I think I'm not sure if I add anything else. I'm trying to think as I'm seeing my pen go, but I cannot remember. No, I after this, I do, like I said, I add my pen, and then off camera I realize about the washi, so I put the washi in, but I do not add any more decor, and I really just love how this one looks. It's super cute. I I don't know, it's just a cute one if you guys uh, are looking for a Christmas theme. All right, if you have made it this far, thank you so much. This is my spread. I have to say, when I started, I wasn't really sure where this was going, but now that it's done, I love it. It's super cute. I love the hexagons. I probably should have used like that green one that I cut here, right here, but I like, you know what? It is what it is. Other than that, I think it's really cute. It's really fun. It's very Christmassy. It's very Grinch, and I love it. And I think it's just perfect to begin my December. I love how I used all the scraps, and then I went around and just started placing them in random places. I think most of them look great where they're at, except for this one. This one's an eyesore. I don't know why, but it is okay. Other than that, I love it. I hope you love it too. If you do, please leave a green heart emoji in the comments below. Remember, I used all of Darby's stickers. This is for another project, but I used all of Darby's stickers, and these are the ones that I use. I am an affiliate for Darby. She is having her Black Friday sale right now. It goes all the way through December 2nd. So make sure to go and get her stuff. Grab everything you're going to need now so that, you know, uh, just take advantage of the sales. Here are the books that I use from Mojo Jojo. She's also having a Black Friday sale. So if you are going to shop anything Mojo Jojo, please consider using my affiliate link and discount code. It will be all in the description box. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.